Welcome to your new home.
Thank you.
You're not even going to remember this.
A warm welcome from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau late last year as the first wave of an expected 25,000 Syrian refugees arrived in Canada had a profound impact on this man.
I know how hard it was for me, how much I suffered when I came and start from zero. I'm trying to help much as I can, these people. We got everything for tonight, huh?
Yes. Jack Boyadjian, owner of Beiruti Grand Cafe in Toronto, is doing what he can to help some of the new arrivals.
I came to Canada as an immigrant back in '88 because of the war in Beirut. I left everything behind. Same story now it's happening with Syrian people. What did happen with us 25, 30 years in Beirut.
It's very dangerous now, but before the war it's not like this. Before the war we have a very nice life. The dangers after them that when you are coming out to your home, you don't know if you will return to your home or no, because you don't know where the bomb comes.
But life is looking much brighter for Seaman Mavillon since she arrived in Canada with her husband and 2 daughters last summer. She is one of more than a dozen Syrian refugees currently employed at Beiruti Grand Cafe. As thousands of Syrian refugees make the journey to Canada for a better life, CPAC takes a look at how some government agencies, settlement organizations, healthcare professionals, school boards, businesses, private sponsors, and so many others are rallying to help make these newcomers feel welcome and get the best start possible at a new life in a new country.
So where is our new chicken? This is our new chicken?
Besides business owners, help is coming from grassroots organizations across Canada like Lifeline Syria, which is training and assisting groups in the Greater Toronto Area who have independently taken on the responsibility of privately sponsoring and supporting refugee families.
Some of them are as small as 5 people, some of them are as big as 50 people, but they're all raising money, looking at housing, getting ready to go to the airport, looking at shoe sizes and jacket sizes, and thinking about how to help people open a bank account or get their health card, or how will they get medical services, and what about the kids going to school. These million tiny practical details is what is sweeping over the city.
This is pretty incredible. Is this something that happens on a daily basis?
Well, I think the call-out has been because of the Syrian refugees that people have taken that extra effort, that extra energy, and that extra charity, especially at this time of the year.
Over at New Circles Community Services, they're ready for the influx of Syrian refugees. The decade-old nonprofit provides gently used and new clothing, shoes, and accessories at no cost, seasonally twice a year, to individuals and families in the area living below the poverty line.
Well, you know, we're proud to say that New Circles is partnering with Lifeline Syria. We are a clothing service provider in the Greater Toronto Area, in the GTA, in Toronto specifically. And what we will do is we have committed to supporting Syrian refugees when they arrive for 2 years with gently used clothing. In addition to that, we will be opening up our services such as our Friendship Circle, our peer language training, and some of our other programs and services that focus on community integration, and they will be able to fully participate in all of those programs and services to help them settle in their new home.
Other important factors will play a part in the successful resettlement of refugees in communities across Canada, including access to health care.
We're looking for a lot of things that we see in general primary care. So we've heard that there's a high burden of chronic diseases, things like hypertension and diabetes, many of which have probably been neglected for the last few years.
Dr. Meb Rashid is the medical director of the Crossroads Clinic at Women's College Hospital in Toronto.
We know that Syria had a very good healthcare infrastructure until the civil war really upended that. So we know there'll be a need for people to get their vaccinations, women to get contraceptive advice and pap tests, things of that sort. So we're really expecting a lot of garden variety primary care. As with many refugees we see, we know people have lived through horrific trauma. So we do expect to see some people with anxiety disorders, post-traumatic stress disorders, but there's no reason for us to believe it'll be any different in other groups that we've seen.
As of mid-January, close to 5,000 privately sponsored refugees had arrived in Canada, while just over 6,000 government-assisted refugees whose initial settlement in the country is entirely sponsored by the government, had also arrived.
We are in touch with colleagues across the country. I can tell you that those of us who work in the refugee health sector are ramping up from Halifax and St. John's to Victoria and Vancouver. So we know this will be a large migration. There are some very skilled and experienced clinicians across Canada.
School boards are also prepared.
So we have adult DSL teachers at the ready to go. When those adults arrive with their children, we'll be giving them information so that they too, because remember, once the children are in school, the adults will have an opportunity to get trained in English second language, to have job skills training, to be familiarized with the city, and we have all of those programs.
Boyajian is proof positive that the many programs and support services in place across Canada will empower these refugees to reclaim their lives once torn apart by war.
We are lucky. We are lucky to have Canada saying welcome to you guys to this space, to this paradise.
Reporting from Toronto, Ontario, I'm Heather Seaman.